Is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls and why I think they might be cooked for the rest of the season. Without further ado, please like, please subscribe, and comment down below what you think of the Chicago Bulls. Do you think they're cooked, or do you think they have a chance to make the playoffs? Now, let's get into this video. So yesterday I watched the Bulls versus Pistons game just for fun because I was like, you know what? I want to see the Chicago Bulls just blow out a team because I thought, the Detroit Pistons suck. They have only 8 or 9 wins this season. And I thought, oh, the Chicago Bulls, this should be an easy win, right? Well, they lost. The Chicago Bulls lost yesterday. They lost 105-95. You are telling me that the Chicago Bulls, right? I'm not saying they're an amazing team or anything, but they should have won this game. And they were literally favored by 10 points yesterday. Before the game even started. And the Chicago Bulls could not even score more than 100 points against the Pistons yesterday. And might I tell you that the Detroit Pistons have the worst defense in the league. They allow 123 points per game. That is insane, right? And the fact that you couldn't score more than 95 points, even 100 points on this team is ridiculous. Now, yesterday, when I was watching this game, there's 3 things that stood out to me. One, the Bulls' 3-point shooting was just atrocious, right? Nikola Vucevic and Dalen Terry are the only 2 players in the whole team that were able to knock down a 3. The Bulls went 2 for 29 from 3. I'll say that again. They went 2 for 29 from 3. And the Detroit Pistons, their bench player Fontecchio, I didn't even know he was I'll be honest, I didn't know he was an NBA player. He scored 17 points from the bench. And I was seeing him shoot wide open corner threes yesterday, he was making them. And the Bulls just did not want to guard him. I think the Pistons went 12 for 26. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. 12 for 26 from 3 is really good. And I'll say it again. The Bulls went 2 for 29 from 3. The Pistons were literally letting the Bulls shoot threes. That's when you know you need to rebuild this team, right? It's just not working, right? Your best 3-point shooter is Coby White, and I understand. I think Coby White's a great player. I think he is fantastic for this team. And yesterday he didn't play good. He was 2 for 14 from the field. But I don't know. It's just the thing that annoys me with the Chicago Bulls is that they don't know how to commit to something, right? They want to contend, but then they don't have a roster to contend. And then when they just always settle for being middle of the pack, right? The Bulls this trade deadline, I thought that they were going to trade someone. I thought either DeRozan was gone. Well, I mean, LaVine could have been gone if he wasn't injured, but I guess you couldn't trade LaVine because he had a season-ending injury. But I thought DeRozan was for sure gone. I think maybe they were gonna get rid of Vooch, but no, they decided to stay put, make no trades in the trade deadline, and expect this team to go contend and win a championship. Because at the end of the day, that's everyone's goal, right? Is to win a championship. And if you don't make any moves, you don't want to go to a rebuild. I mean, you just want this roster to win a championship, which is not happening. Because if you keep this roster as put, you'll see games like this where you are supposed to beat the Detroit Pistons and you just decide to lose. Now, there are some few bright spots in this team. One being Alex Caruso. He was really good yesterday. He had 5 steals yesterday. He literally had 5 steals. He held Cade Cunningham to check yesterday, but Cade Cunningham still had a good game with 26 points. But at the end of the day, Alex Caruso is one of their best players on the team. You can even argue he's their best player. When you have Alex Caruso is one of your best players, no disrespect to Alex Caruso. I think Alex Caruso is a wonderful defender. He can shoot the 3 ball pretty good, but I'm sorry. When he's one of your best players, your top 3 players, your team, your team's not good, right? Now, Nikola Vucevic did have a good game yesterday, and so did DeRozan. But it's just inconsistency. Nikola Vucevic is one of the most inconsistent centers I've ever seen in my life. One day he'll be scoring 30, the next day he'll score 15 and be very inefficient. His defense is just not good. He gets out-rebounded by anybody. Like, I'm sorry, like, that investment that the Bulls did 2-3 years ago was not it. Nikola Vucevic is not a defending center. He's more, in my opinion, Nikola Vucevic is more of a stretch forward, in my opinion. He's not really a center. And his rebound numbers are been an all-time low this year. And yeah, I mean, he went 1 for 7 from 3. I mean, congratulations, you were one of the 2 Bulls players that actually made a 3 yesterday. But I just don't think Nikola Vucevic is the guy for the Bulls. Like, I think they got to get rid of him this offseason. I'm not, in my opinion, next year, I better not see Nikola Vucevic on this team. I better not see DeMar DeRozan on this team. I better not see Zach LaVine on this team. I mean, I guess you're going to bring back Lonzo, maybe for old time's sake. I mean, I don't know if you can get rid of Lonzo. I don't know if his trade value is probably at an all-time low, so you might as well play him for next year. But, like, the Bulls need to commit to a rebuild. They need to. Because pretending that the team does not have a problem and settling to be mid and be a playing team year after year after year is just not it. And if you want to contend and win a championship, you need to commit to a rebuild and get some pieces, get some draft picks, and build this roster and build this team. Now, it is unfortunate. The Bulls did have a run. They did have a run when Lonzo Ball was healthy. They were the number 1 seed for 3 or 4 months. But it's sad. Yes, I get it. It was sad that Lonzo Ball got injured against the Warriors in 2022, and the Bulls went on a losing streak and ended up being the 6th seed, and ever since then, they've never been the same. But you cannot keep on being mid. You cannot accept being mid for the rest of the timeline of Kobe White, Ayo DeSomo. They have some good young talent. I say build the team around Kobe White and build the team around Ayo DeSomo. I think those are the 2 players that are 2 key cornerstone pieces of your team. You build through the draft and make this team better. All right? I mean, I'm just tired of seeing the Bulls be a playing team year after year after year. Because guess what? At this point, I see them losing in the first round. I mean, first round of the play-in tournament. And even if they somehow win, let's just say they somehow beat I don't even know who the 10th seed is. The Hawks, which I still got the Hawks beating the Bulls at this point. But let's just say they do. They're not winning. They're not beating the Heat or the Magic. The Magic literally swept the Bulls. Like, the Bulls cannot beat any good team. I remember, like, 3 or 4 days ago, they got blown out by the Boston Celtics. I don't think they're beating any good team this year that's actually good. So yeah, in my opinion, the Bulls need to rebuild. Like, that's the biggest thing they need to do is rebuild. Get rid of Vooch. Get rid of DeRozan. I mean, DeRozan. The sad thing is for the Bulls is DeRozan's on an expiring contract this year, so you're not gonna get anything for him. So that's why, like, I was kind of mad. Like, why are the Bulls not trading him? Because it would be smart to trade him so that you can get at least some value out of him. Now you can't. You can't get any value out of him because he's going to be a free agent next year. And he probably won't re-sign with the Bulls, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because you didn't get any value out of him. So, real quick, I just want to talk about, like, the remaining schedule for the Chicago Bulls. Now, they have the 18th hardest schedule, but let's be honest. This Bulls team is the most inconsistent team. They can't go on a win streak ever, so I think they're probably at worst. At best, this is their ceiling. At best, they'll be the 8th seed. At best. That's at best. Their ceiling of the season. What I think they'll be is either 9th or the 10th seed. That's where I think the Chicago Bulls are, because they're just lucky that the Eastern Conference is just so bad from 11 to 15, where the Bulls, they can still lose games and win a little bit more games, and they'll still be in the 9th or 10th seed and be in the play-in tournament. Whereas if the Bulls were in the Western Conference, man, oh yeah, they would be eliminated. They would definitely be eliminated. They would not even be in the play-in tournament. They would be like the 12th or 13th seed by the end of the season. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys want more NBA content, I'll definitely put some more NBA videos. I'm a huge NBA fan. So, without further ado, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.